Hello, my internet friends, Napyet here. So I thought I would choose a clickbaity title for my video before I go on to the channel update, but that's not the reason I've chosen this to talk about. It's the fact that PewDiePie has been dropped by his MCN and Google Preferred, and also I think he's had his YouTube Red series cancelled, based around this idea that he's been anti-Semitic. Really, I wanted to talk more about how it's of interest to a small YouTuber like me, because you don't want to just, like I say, pick something because it's controversial unless you've got something to add. And I do feel like as a small YouTuber, there's something in here to be mindful of. So from my point of view, PewDiePie is someone who's a gamer, who's made his success on YouTube by playing games in an entertaining way, doing quirky and sometimes edgy videos. So it's kind of weird to see that at the height of that success now, companies are starting to shy away from the very thing that built PewDiePie's success. And I think that's connected to something to do with YouTube, and it's kind of Jekyll and Hyde situation that it's in. There's a kind of I don't know about you, but I come to YouTube because it provides a kind of content, primarily for me, gaming content, that I can't get through consuming traditional media, watching telly, watching mainstream game coverage sites. I come to YouTube because I know there are people on YouTube who will give the kind of game coverage that I'm looking for. And that's one of the strengths of YouTube. It allows the average person who wouldn't fit on mainstream television and TV, it gives them an outlet. But then YouTube is a business. It wants to make money, and the way it makes money is through advertising. And it's become so huge that mainstream advertising has started to really leverage YouTube in everything that it's doing these days. So you can kind of see how that is destined to clash in a way. And the PewDiePie situation seems to me a good example of that. I'm sure his success was not built on the idea that, right, I need to moderate what I'm doing, because if I get really, really big at some point in the future, I don't want mainstream brands to be turned off by me. In fact, if he had done that, that might have been a detriment to what he was doing. He's kind of got to where he is by being himself and saying what he thinks. I don't think there's any question whether PewDiePie is racist or anti-Semitic. It seems to me that he's not. Where the videos that I've watched that are in question, he's always using that imagery and making allusions to those extreme views in order to make another point. But the thing is, I think obviously where it comes into question is once you get to being a huge YouTuber, you're in a different sphere. It seems like you're in a completely different place. And this is not a new thing. Anyone in the public eye, anyone in politics or a famous film star is held up to scrutiny. And I think perhaps if PewDiePie has made a mistake, it's that starting YouTuber, edgy, be myself kind of attitude that has got him to where he is has he's not realized I'm in a completely different place now and I possibly can't do this anymore. So this has really interested me about levels of success, popularity, and whether there is a cutoff point. It seems weird nowadays to say, I don't want to be too successful. But if being really, really successful, popular, notorious means that you have to modify who you are, then you're kind of defeating the object of being on something like YouTube in the first place. Maybe something like this was bound to happen at some point in those advertisers who want to meet the broadest range and don't want to offend anyone and don't want strong personal opinions or edgy ideas, imagery. They're going to eventually kind of pull away from that kind of person. And maybe that's just what's going to happen. If you look at the YouTube preferred stuff, it is kind of brand friendly, it's safe for advertisers and stuff. And there'll be two tiers of YouTube. There'll be the people who are themselves to say what they think and have a discussion and maybe say things that are controversial sometimes. And there'll be another side of YouTube, which is the brand friendly YouTube. And you can shoot for whatever you want. But I know for me, I come to YouTube to see the kind of people that I wouldn't see on television who have an opinion. Sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I disagree with it, but they're there doing it and they have the opportunity to put it across. So it brought to mind all those things for me that I'm thinking about as I try and produce YouTube. And yeah, I mean, hopefully it's kind of, it's thought-provoking to you as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's been rattling around in my brain, and I hope I've articulated my thoughts on it. Like I say, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll get onto the channel update after a quick break. All right, guys. So that's a new idea for me, kind of talking about something that weighing in on a, not weighing in, but, you know, giving an opinion on a topic. I don't want these, oh, move that keyboard, that's professional. I don't want these channel updates just to be talking about me. I know I do. You can't avoid it on YouTube, can you? But giving an opinion, getting some feedback, some discussion going, rather than just telling you what's happening on the channel. But I am going to tell you what's happening on the channel, whether you like it or not. I've got to the end of season 2 of Skyrim. That's going really well. I like the structure of seasons. I think it's going well. It's giving me a sense of progress and achievement. I can bookend things nicely as I move on to the next one. Specifically, I'm going to be recording the first episode of season 3 next week. It's Friday now, so I'll start that next week. So there won't be an episode of Skyrim this Saturday, not the normal series, but what I'm just to give myself a little bit of a break and also to give myself some time to do some stuff for the season 3 that I want to spend some time on. Could do with an extra week. But in the meantime, this Saturday, which is tomorrow, if this goes up Friday night, like it hopefully will, it will be that bonus episode that I mentioned that you'll have seen throughout the series. I did a kind of a thing where people were supposed to look for clues, and the metrics have told me that people didn't do that, so hardly anyone's seen that video. I want to put it up, make it publicly available. Shout out to the Serious Creeper who gave me this idea. Do the clues, do the contest in the middle of the series, then make it publicly available. So people who do the contest can see it early, but everyone gets to see it eventually. I think that's a good compromise because I do want people to see it. I hope you enjoy it and let me know what you think about that as well. So season 3 of Skyrim is really going, is on its way. I'm still doing XCOM. If I were being sensible and trying to build like a successful YouTube channel like PewDiePie, I would not be doing XCOM at this stage. It's ridiculous, really. I mean, thank you to everyone who has watched it and is feeding back. But as a percentage of the people who've subscribed to my channel, very few people are watching it. But again, coming back to that idea of doing things on YouTube that are you. XCOM is one of my favorite games. It's the game on Steam that I have the most hours racked up in. And if YouTube is a reflection of you, it's almost like a diary of gaming in this case, for me, then I've got to have a playthrough of XCOM up there. So I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't. So I'm going to grind to the end of that. Once that comes to an end, I'm going to put another series or perhaps rotate things on a Wednesday, do different kinds of videos. I'm also going to try and do more intermittent videos. I think I can get one out Saturdays and Wednesdays, and then anything else around that is a kind of a bonus. So that's the idea with the series. So steady growth on the channel, between 30 and 40 subscribers a month for a good few months now. So I hope to be able to sustain that. I hope you will stick around. Thank you for commenting, liking. Please share the channel. Let people know about what I'm doing if you can. Always have to do that on YouTube. Do shout outs and ask people to, not shout outs, ask people to feedback and stuff, and share stuff. I hope you understand that. It's just part of what you have to do if you want to get more people watching. So that's okay. Right, I will sign off and I will see you soon. See ya. See ya. See ya. See ya.
No, no, no. No, no.